What is up, YouTube? We are back for the weekly trade recap. Best and worst setups of the week of, let's see, what's the week of? It is the week of the 15th. All right, but remember, it's Juneteenth on Friday. I'm filming this on Thursday just because no one is going to trade on Friday. So we're reviewing Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday today. So let's get started. Weekly trade recap. I already said that. All right. So we are. I feel like I should go by Monday. Start with Monday, but now we are gonna start with Thursday because it does not matter what order we are doing things in. Thursday was a good day. I won on Thursday. Replay mode. All right. So remember, always start with the high time frame. We know that now. Okay, 4 hours. Let's go on the 4 hour. Bring this shit down. Okay, look. All right. Like literally just seeing these, I'm just like it's aimbot at this point. All right, that's how you know you made it. When going on the 4 hour chart, you know, okay, perfect. This looks great. Remember, 4 hour gap. Inside that, look at this pre-market SMT inside of that gap. Boom, boom, perfect, done. All right. I'm gonna try to keep myself from cursing in this video. All right. Save myself a lot of work. Okay, so remember, we put in that SMT with ES. We are on NQ. So that looks fan freaking tastic, right? So at that point, like it's hard because the liquidity sweep that we would want to see on market open would have to be a really small liquidity sweep because there's no liquidity in here. That's literally the point of a imbalance, right? So we would have to resweep that internal high, if that makes sense. Like the other, if it doesn't, it would literally dump without an entry, and that, or not an entry, without an invert. Oh, fuck. It would literally dump without a liquidity sweep, is what I meant to say. And that's not what we want, right? So we want to see a resweep of that high from pre-market. So we are also in this 4 hour equilibrium. Let's look at this. Remember, GAN box, swing high, GAN box, swing high, swing low. Okay, perfect. We're in equilibrium, right? Okay, 5 minute. Let's look. So remember, we would want a resweep of that high. So ideally, I'm actually not going to go to the 5 minute immediately. I'm going to go to the 1 minute or the 30 second if you have it, because there's going to be more candles. So it's going to be easier to see if we swept out a high. And okay, so all right, this also looks great because we're setting up for an entry off of market open. So this, if we do end up getting a short here, it's gonna be a really fast short, and we knew that. We saw this today. We got our entry 2 minutes in the market open, and we know that because we have this fair value gap right at the end of pre-market session. So if we're going to see an inversion, it's going to be an inversion with this fair value gap if we resweep that high, right? Okay, so at this point, we're inside our high time frame gap. We have an SMT with pre-market, and we have that 1 minute fair value gap that we're hoping to inverse. So now at this point, we're waiting for price to. Let's see, where's the? We are waiting for price to come in, resweep that high, and go there, and then we're going to target that low, right? Does that make sense? Or more realistically, we're here, right? Boop, boop, boop. That's what I would expect price to do at market open, right? And let's see. So let's go one candle. All right, so there we go. There's our market open. All right, do you see that? You literally see. Look what happened, right? Remember, I marked this out, and we're gonna inverse this on this next candle probably. We see that sweep. It's a really, really tiny sweep. That's why I wanted the 1 minute. If this was the 5 minute chart, that would be one candle. And that, like, I wouldn't be able to see it, and then I wouldn't get an entry, and that would suck, right? So we're on the 1 minute time frame. We see that miniature sweep. We don't have an SMT. That's okay. We have our high time frame SMT. Anyways, we come in and inside that fair value gap, and boom, entry. Okay. All right. Well, we got a little sneak peek, but entry, stop loss at that fair value gap is where I would put it, targeting that low, right? So boom, it doesn't get any easier than that. And look at that. 2 minutes into market open. 2 minutes into market open, we dumped, right? And honestly, if I saw this candle, I'm gonna be managing my position way more better, right? Break even would also be at this 5 minute gap, just because remember that's where price likes to reject. So break even is at that top of that gap. So we're gonna break even, drag my break even to there. And when I see this candle, that is so much better. Oh, that we forgot to talk about trendline liquidity. Right? It's obvious. Trendline. All right. Boom, boom, boom. It's just chop, 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 chop up. That's great. We love to see that. Right. This is textbook. And yeah, so I'm not like my an original trade didn't go past this low. But like if I were to do it again, I see this huge Drake PP candle, right? And that's awesome. All right, we'd like to see that because that's super strong bearish indication. And what I would do, I would manage my position. I would be like dragging I would be like, I don't know how to do this with my cursor, but like as price is moving, I'd bring that down, break even to there. Bring that down, break even to there. Like I'd be like, if this is price, like I'd be like tracing it, right? And just because if we do end up reversing, like my break even's right there, I'm not losing it, like literally anything from that, right? So we have a ton of trend line. I don't know, I don't think it went down to London low, so we'll say, let's see, like yeah, okay, so we did. That's kind of I remember this is as far as we went. I don't think we go like we would have gone. Yeah, okay, we were on a break even at that point. So we wouldn't have taken out that London low, which would have been obviously more ideal. It's more trend line, duh. This is a much better trade. And like it played out perfectly. That's just kind of how things work. I was pretty textbook. Great day. Happened very fast. Happened very fast because we already had that liquidity sweep, so it would just be a tiny, tiny liquidity sweep, and we had that fair value gap. On to the next day. Let's keep doing this. That was free. Does that make sense? If it makes sense, comment down below. Makes sense. If it doesn't make sense, well, I'm sorry. I don't know. All right, let's do it again. 4 hour. Okay, we are on Wednesday now. Okay, pretty similar conditions. All right, shebang, sheboing, right? Mom? Well, we are on to Wednesday, right? Okay, so pretty similar conditions. We're still in that fair value gap. Only thing is that makes this a little more complicated is we still have where I think this is the weekly open gap. I'm not actually sure where to mark this out, but I'm assuming this fills that imbalance. So it complicates things a little bit. Still, realistically, let's go into the hourly. We can still run a little bit more trend line here. So I'd like to see a sweep. I don't remember if I took any trades on this day. Um, but okay, so we have this. If I don't know, I'll mark out my highs and lows, right? And like I'll see where there are more hourly highs and more hourly lows, and there are more to the downside. So that kind of like kind of helps give me my bias, and especially with this fair value gap, price can come in into that fair value gap and go down, right? We could also potentially take longs because there is this fair value gap right here. So if we come in, sweep out that low inside that gap, pump back into that fair value gap, right? So obviously conditions get a little bit more complicated here. So, all right. So we also have these equal highs. All right. So I would like for price to come in, sweep these equal highs, push a little lower. Maybe we could also take out like I mean, this is just one of those days where like I think I made a video about this, like how like I think I called it ping pong conditions. Um, and I didn't really have a bias for this morning, so it was gonna be more of like a react, not try and predict type of day, you know? Okay, so all right, we took out those equal highs, great, and we dumped. Okay. So all right. All right. Okay. Look, that's exactly. I mean, I don't even remember this day, and like I knew price was going to do this. Like, come in, market open, take out that high, reverse. All right. Doesn't look like there's any inversions. Probably a 30-second inversion. I don't have the 30-second inversion, so that's annoying as hell. I feel like there's a long setup out of this, but yeah, not a single 1 minute for value gap. So we had our bias, no entry for me. All right, so we came in, respected that hourly gap. Let's see if we take out London low. Let's see, I don't know if this is an SMT, but Doesn't look like, well, yeah, no SMT. Are we still on? Yeah, we are almost there. Okay, so no SMT. Was this might have been a breaker block trade for me, actually. Hold on. Wait, hold on a second. 30 minute. Oh yeah, so okay, I paper traded this day because I didn't like those conditions and I didn't want to trade those conditions, but I did paper trade this long setup actually, which is actually kind of dope because I never trade rejection blocks. Yeah, rejection blocks. And so I paper traded this because we didn't get a liquidity sweep, and that's a mandatory for me, right? And so, but we did have this rejection block inside the hourly gap, and we had this really nice inversion, and then long right here up to pre-market slash New York highs and hit full TP. And that was pretty dope. And so that was like we saw both. So remember how I gave conditions for both a long and a short setup, and I literally said, okay, if we sweep out this high, we're inside the gap, we'll short. Okay, well, if we come in and we're inside the hourly gap, then we'll long. And we didn't sweep out that low inside that hourly gap down for longs, but which is why I didn't trade it. But we were in that rejection block, and we did see that reaction off of it. So it's kind of cool to see both play out in one day. It kind of is fun, and that's like see how we're ping ponging off those two gaps is kind of what I was talking about earlier. So if you had the 30-second, I'd assume there's a 30-second inversion around here that you could short down to. I probably would have shorted to like this low, like one of these, probably maybe this low. Um, like I don't like trading down all that. That's pretty far, and as you can see, it didn't play out today, and or it didn't play out this day, and it also didn't play out today, Thursday, where both times we didn't sweep out. I'm pretty sure it was London low. Um, so that was, I mean, yeah, I don't like trading big moves like that, but I know some people do, and that's all right. Lower win rate, higher RR. It's just a choice you can make. I'm curious to see what the rest of this day pans out. Okay, look at this. All right, look at this. Another liquidity sweep of the New York high right here inside of that gap, right? And then shebang, shebang, fair value gap, right? 1 minute fair value gap. Obviously, the closure was cooked. Like 1 minute, like the closure was all the way down here inside of that gap, so I don't like that. I wouldn't have traded that. Let's see if there's a better one to take. 2 minute inversion. Yeah, no 2 minute inversion except all the way down here inside. I guess we inverse this gap too. So let's say we take it, right? I'm not even looking at where the fair value gap is. Let's see. So we're marking here to there. All right, so I would set my stops above the fair value gap, targeted. I actually would have targeted London low here and still would have hit TP. It's kind of cool to see like this is literally three back to back to back like pretty good setups, right? I won't say they're A plus because I don't think anything after one setup is considered A plus anymore, just because we don't have as much volume. But now we swept out. Now we swept out that. Oh, let's go to the hourly. Let's see where price is at. So I mean, obviously we're way past that hourly gap. We inversed that hourly gap, so I would not trade anything. But that's overdrawn. So I'd say we recover up a little more, and then we come back down. Okay, maybe don't come back down. Okay. Oh my god, dude, this is so easy. Literally, look at this. Liquidity sweep. I'm deleting all of these things now. Look at this. Liquidity sweep. Oh my. Liquidity sweep. Inverse fair value gap. Targeting that low. That's a fat trade, right? Let's see if this plays. All right. Oh my. Bro, it literally is so easy. I'm gonna make a separate video on this day in particular because it literally so free. That's four setups. Literally four. Liquidity sweep inside of that high time frame gap with the inverse fair value gap with a relative high and low. That's insane. All right. I don't think people understand how easy this is. All right. So that's sauce. All right. I'm assuming it's just gonna be chopped for the rest of the day. Yeah, I'm a goat. All right, period. All right. On to the next day. Let's go Tuesday. All right. Tuesday. Look at that dumper. I can already see this is a good setup, even if we don't have an entry. But sure. 4 hour gap. 4 hour. True boring. Okay, so So no 4-hour gaps. All right, not ideal. Okay, hourly. Big old hourly gap. All right, we inverse this hourly right here too. Trend line. Fuck. Heck yes. Frick yes. Trend line. Bang. Just like that. That looks pretty good. Just inverse this hourly gap. Swept out this high. Literally, it's all about the high time frame, bro. I'm assuming we're shorting. All right. Okay, let's assume we're shorting. All right, going on 5 minute. Okay, pre-market. Okay, well, remember, mark out our relative highs. All right, relative lows as well, just in case. I'm not longing here. There's no fair value gotcha to long off of. I remember this was a better trade on ES, but yeah, I remember this was a better trade on ES, but let's say we take it on Q because I'm too lazy to look at ES. All right. Okay, all right. Let's go to the 1 minute because we're looking at a pre-market high. So okay, so we got that low. So okay, boom. All right, let's go. That's great. All right, here. We swept out that high. I don't think we're in any high time frame gap at this point. Maybe a 30-minute. Oh, if we could reach right up there, I don't think we would. That would be tough because we're inside that 30-minute gap. But let's see. Let's see if it happens. Okay, no, it doesn't. But that's okay. All right, so we have all now we built up all this trend line, right? We don't. I guess we have this minuscule 1 minute gap, but like I don't know if I'd trade that. That's way too small, and our inversion within our entry was cooked. But let's say we take it, right? Take it off this closure, set there. Remember, we're reviewing setups, all right? And then if it fails, I'll explain why. All right. Okay, stopped out. Full TP. All right. So this was an issue of you're stopping too low. Like obviously that's negative R. All right. If we mark it out, let's see if we have a better low that we could trade down to. No. All right. So these are our lows. We also have these equal lows. So that's an even better trade, right? So this is great for shorts, which this would have sucked if you had to take this. But yeah, it would have I don't think I took this. Maybe I did on ES. Um I think these are SMTs. We have this inversion. Yeah, so this would have played if I set my stops up at those highs, right? So it kind of begs the question, like, where do you want to set your stop loss? I typically put it at the top of the inversion. Obviously, that's like a preference of yielding like results. It's like do I want to have a higher win rate with a lower RR or higher RR with a lower win rate type of thing, you know? And that's just kind of what it looked like today. And yeah, it was better on ES. I remember I took this on ES, and I did put my stops up there, so I change it from now and then. But okay, so that was great. Good trade. This was a great week. I think it was a great week for everyone. So what was that, Tuesday? Yeah. Okay, we have one more day left. Well, how much time? What time are we at? 18 minutes. All right, not bad. Not bad. Okay. Una Moss. 4 hour. All right, 4 hour gap right here. SMT. Lovely. All right, we're shorting. Let's go 5. All right. So, oh yeah. Okay. I remember we were pumping on. Yeah, I remember this. Okay. So, I don't remember the way it played out, but I remember pre-market looking like this. Yeah. Since we put in that SMT and we have no other really strong. Yeah, we have no like good highs. I'm going down to 1 minute. Look at a resweep of this high and then short. Look at that trend line. It's beautiful, right? Oh my God. Come on, dude. That's textbook. We love to see that, right? Like we have our short bias already, then we go on a low time frame and we have perfect trendline liquidity. It doesn't get better than that, right? All right. Let's see what happens. Okay. All right. So swept out that we swept out high. All right, right there. Oh, okay. We swept it out again, and we don't have any fair value gaps, so it doesn't. We might not get. Okay, thank you. Okay, cool. All right. So we pump a little bullish. Pump bullish. Okay, and then nothing happens. All right. Well, that's a shame because that was a great setup, right? People would have loved to take that. No one took anything here. All right. I know this for a fact. There's not a single fair value gap, not a single inversion. If people took this inversion right here, that's pretty butt, right? That wouldn't have been great. And does it even go short? Okay, no, it doesn't, right? This is a butt day, unfortunately. Sucks it. Oh yeah, this is Monday. Yeah, this is terrible. I don't think no one took anything in this. But that was a week. All right. That was Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. No one's shredding freaking bank holiday. So I just kind of how it be. I'm gonna make another video on that on Wednesday because that was a tough four pretty much A+ setups. Come on now. Where is it? All right. Okay, Wednesday. Yeah. Short, long, short, long, short. That's so perfect. It's so awesome to see Confluence holding like that. Just because you know, that's how you know it works, man. You know? Anyways, thanks for watching. This is my second weekly trade recap. This is pretty dope. You get to see Confluence's hold, and that's like really important. Like you like, let's say you're losing a bunch of trades back to back. You're like, this trading thing doesn't work, but it does, and you know it does. No, I just proved that. And now you just gotta literally follow the exact same steps. All right, back testing is free. All right, it's super easy. Best way to learn how to trade, and like do it live. Like remember, follow the steps: 4 hour gap, hourly gap, trend line, SMT, fair value gaps, like inversions, targets, trend line, trend line, trend line, trend line. Yeah, that's it, bro. All right, I hope I didn't curse too much. All right. Good luck, future me. Anyways, like and subscribe. Comment Apple if you made it through this whole thing. I'm genuinely curious how many people are like into this. Comment Apple. Like and subscribe. I'll be posting these. I posted a trade recap once this week. I didn't do it more than once. I should have, but I didn't. Follow for more. I'll post this next week. End video.